we're going to make a 7-cell pack. And to do this, we're going to use a 4-cell and a 3-cell. We're going to join them together, and we're going to make one 7-cell 5,000 milliamp pack. Let's get into it. When you want to join batteries in series like I am going to show you how to do here, you want to look for batteries that are not only the same capacity, but the same C rating. If you have batteries that are a different C rating, the battery is not going to put out to its fullest potential. First thing I like to do when I get these batteries is I'll take a look and see what the cell voltage is, because I want the cell voltages to all be somewhat similar, just to avoid any potential danger. So for that, I'm just going to use my Hobbywing battery meter. I see 3.82 volts per cell, which I'm okay with. Now let's check the 3-cell here. And the 3-cell is about the same. So I'm going to say that we're good to go here, and we're going to get started putting these things together. Another thing to look at when you're looking to select batteries to do this type of project is you want to make sure that they're the same size this way. Because if you have them a different size and you end up having a battery with a void like that, it's just going to be really difficult to work with. First thing I like to do when I get ready to join these batteries is I'll put them on top of each other like so, and I'll get a little bit of packing tape out, just clear packing tape, and I'll put it over the top here so that these are pulled together as tight as they can. Now these batteries are stuck together and can act as a single battery, or you can pick them up and use them as a single battery, or work with them as a single battery. Next thing we got to do is decide how we want to wire these together. If you want to wire these two together or these two together, the idea is you want to solder a positive to a negative, positive from one pack, negative of another pack. It doesn't matter really which way you do it, but you got to decide for yourself which way you feel is best for you. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to go ahead and select these two wires right here, and we're going to solder these two together. I'm going to start by just going ahead and clipping this wire here, and clipping this wire here. And because I'm not going to use these ends, I'm going to go ahead and clip these ends as well. Now we've got our wires free to do what we want with them, do what we need with them. So first thing we need to do really is strip some of this wire away from the positive and the negative. So we're going to do that. This is where the part can get a little tricky. I'll do some soldering. And I'm really trying to coat this whole joint up really good, best I can. And I'm trying to do it quick enough where I don't heat up the wire and I don't heat up the wire and shrink my shrink tubing, because I don't want to have to redo this or redo it. So I have to apologize, everybody. My camera stopped working when I was filming this part, but what we missed was me taking the balance leads from the two batteries here and making them into one. What you do is you keep the positive lead from the positive pack, and you get rid of the positive lead from the negative pack altogether. And the other thing that you want to do is get yourself a multimeter, set it to DC power, and then as you're putting these pins in, I'm going to go through and test these. So this here should be our negative, right? So this should be negative. So as a matter of fact, if I set this to a continuity test, we should have continuity here, and we do. Switch it back to DC. Now I should have cell 1, cell 2, cell 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And the way that you take these pins out is also very easy. However, can be slightly tricky if you're not careful. But there's a little tab right here. And you push this tab down with an X-Acto knife. And then just give it a little tug. Most of the time. There you go. Just like that. Now we would just take them out one at a time. I'd start with the negative and just work my way across. And the other thing I would do is I would start with cell 1, looking at the voltages, start with cell 1 and put it in this next pin, and so on and so forth. So as you go up, it is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then once that's all done, solder on your connector of choice, get some heat shrink on it, run a couple of cycles on it, and then go fly it. Hopefully this has been helpful for you guys.